Welcome back to another bookish video from the Mouse Diva.
Moving pictures. Hello there, moving picture.
What's up, Doc?
I've been all around the world. Every city, every place. Always been a restless girl.
So I am opening the June 2025 subscription box, Once Upon a Book Club. I have many of these openings, plus tons of other book subscription boxes, unboxings on my channel on a playlist. So if you're interested in, just check that playlist out. So this month is the Busybody Book Club by Freya Sampson. And actually, she has had another book, The Lost Library, I believe, that was Once Upon a Book Club's pick one month. I can't remember how long ago that was, but I have not read that one yet. But as you could see by the title, I have already read this one. I got through it pretty quickly, so that is why you're going to kind of get a review as I'm opening these gifts. I know I read it and did not open the gifts because I wanted to do it all at one time for you guys. So there is going to be a gift to open on page 177. I was so surprised when reading page 3. I don't think I have ever got to open a gift so quickly while reading a book from Once Upon a Book Club. And page 72, first of all, oh my god, I am so admiring the wrapping paper here. So I will be unwrapping these off camera so that I can save as much of this wrapping paper as I can so I can reuse it for something else. And then, ooh, we have something heavy on page 15. That's right, like, I'm like, we're at page 15 and there's already 2 gifts to open and I had to control myself. Okay, so as with all the other subscription boxes, we get a quote card and a letter from the author. So this quote, I knew that however different we were, we could have books in common. Well, that's true. And the sticker that we're getting every month to put in our little passport, a matching bookmark that goes with the quote, and the author's signature on a sticker, which I have already put in my book. Okay, so the Busybody Book Club, basically we have Nova, our main character, and she has just moved to this small town. She's moved from London. As she's engaged, she's got like, you know, the stress of a wedding coming up. But that's kind of like a secondary plot. It doesn't play a really big role in the story. What plays a big role in the story is that she works at a community center and she starts a book club. There's 5 members of this book club and they are all totally different ages. They can't agree on anything, and then one of those members actually goes missing. A dead body appears at his house. There's some money that's stolen. There's all these allegations, and these people become amateur sleuths. They're not really happy with how the police are handling things. And basically one of these members, Phyllis, is like Agatha Christie is like her role model, and she basically, her life is revolved around Agatha Christie's books, stories. Okay, so as I'm reading and as we get to each page, I'm going to give you a little bit more review of each, give you a review of the book, what I was thinking about. So right here on page 1, I'm sorry, chapter 1, page 3, open your gift. It says, she could feel the chill of the water through the rubber gloves as she groped around, reaching for the body. Okay. Number 3. Oh, no, wait a minute. What did I say? Oh, 3 is this one. So as I said, off camera, I gotta open
Now,
remember, for Once Upon a Book Club, these are shipped out at the end of the month. So it's basically like the first of the next month before I actually get these. That's why it's a little bit, you know, later into the next month before I get these up. Okay, so page 3. I did pretty well on that tape, didn't I? And what do we have? Dish gloves. I figured it was some type of gloves, right? Because there wasn't a dead body in this box. If you did not know, wherever the post-it note is, it kind of gives you a clue of what the gift is. So, reusable PVC warning, this item is manufactured in a facility that also processes latex. So that's a nice little warning they're telling you. If you've been watching a while, you know that I like to use a lot of these things that I get in subscription boxes as gifts for other people. Oh, holy moly, they are definitely lined. Nice and fuzzy. Oh my gosh, even though it said lined, I was not expecting how thick the inside is. This is do y'all hear that thunder? This is nuts. I feel like a mad scientist because they go up so far, but I like that, man. And you know what I'm doing after this? I actually, on my to-do list, is to clean the bathtub. So there we go. And I am one of these people that when I clean the toilet, I do not use a scrub brush. That toilet needs to be cleaned by hand. So I always put on gloves and I actually put my hand in the toilet with a rag. I clean that sucker. I don't trust the whole scrub brush thing. So this is really nice because the water's not going to splash up. Ooh, you couldn't wear these too long though. Like, you know, it'll get hot inside, but I like those. Okay, so page 15 is next. So, the story does start off really quick, kind of gets into the nitty gritty, moves kind of fast on the whole member disappearing. And so that main character, Nova, things just are not going great for her throughout the book, throughout the story. Things just, negative things, bad things point to her. So, yeah, she's not, and then with the wedding, she's dragged into things. Like, Nova is having a really hard time, guys. Page 15. Okay, so we're going to start down here. She opened the book and flicked through the pages, but there was only an ancient-looking leather bookmark with faded lettering. So, page 15... a leather book. Well, this is not a bookmark, but she's going through a book. So I don't have a guess on this because of the shape and how heavy it is. This could just be anything. What is this? Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So this is not necessarily a spoiler, but this is a book club, guys. And the book they are reading is where the crawdads sing. So that's pretty, what is this? A leather, oh my gosh, a leather bookmark. I love this, Where I Fell Asleep. So have you read Where the Crawdads Are? So you can tell, this is cool. So they just taped that on there. I mean, underneath it says bookmarks. You can see where it, I just don't know if I want to take this off yet. Says bookmarks here, bookmarks here. So on the other side, it's the same thing. And that is, how cool is that? I mean, to keep extra bookmarks? That is absolutely brilliant. I love that. I'm keeping this one too. Anyway, I can't remember what I said about giving gifts. Well, a lot of times I end up keeping the gifts myself. And these two practical gifts, I'm keeping them. All right. So we have page 72 next. Ash bent down to pick them up, flashing the cover of the Viscount Who Loved Me in the process. Author saw Dan's eyebrows shoot up in surprise. Bent down to flash in the cover. So it has to do with a book. They're talking about the Viscount Who Loved Me. So they're actually talking about a book here. Okay. I did really good on this paper. Oh, great paper I can reuse. Oh, yes! Tea, guys, tea. The Viscount Who Loved Tea. 20 English breakfast tea bags. And it's shaped like a book. Where's the, like, how you open it? How do you open it? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I'll get there. Wait a minute. How does this cut? Okay. Oh, yes. Oh my. I love English tea. And look at this. I have so many tea bags and like their little cardboard containers they come in. But oh my gosh, I am going to start storing them in this. I love this. Let's take a close look at this. So it says black. So it's the ingredients of this tea is black tea leaves and citrus peel. So I want to read one little thing to you. Page 95. Okay. So obviously I'm the Mouse Diva. I also put up Disney content on this channel, and I'm also a Star Wars fan. I blame my husband for that. Just saying. They're talking about. They're talking about something, and I don't want to give that away, but I will say, well, they remind me a bit of Rey and Kylo Ren in the Star Wars films. He rushed the last words out as embarrassed to be saying them out loud. Oh, is that so? I'm afraid I've not seen any of the Star Wars films, so you're gonna have to fill me in. So Kylo Ren is the supreme leader of the First Order. Those are the baddies. And Rey, she's a Jedi. So these guys are sworn enemies. They literally spend 2.5 movies trying to kill each other. So I'm going to skip down, but they also have this really strong connection with each other, which is a bit complicated to explain, but basically means they're connected to each other through the Force and can see into each other's minds. Anyway, they have this whole moral enemies chasing one another around the universe, trying to kill one another thing going on. But then they have this big fight, and Rey impales Kylo Ren with a lightsaber and almost kills him, at which point they realize they don't hate each other after all. And then later he says, sorry, but Star Wars isn't really a romance. And the man says, well, clearly not. So I just had to share a little bit of how this author is bringing in Star Wars. I got a really kick out of that. Now, speaking of the author and her writing, I was really impressed because every chapter, you know, these are different points of view. So almost every chapter is a different character. And you got to think, there are 5 people in this book club. So you're alternating between, not all the time, but, you know, there's 5 different points of view at some point. But the author is not repeating herself. It's like, okay, this happens in this chapter, and it's Nova telling it. But then we're going to go to the next chapter, and Phyllis, you know, the Agatha Christie, like, lover, it's taking off right where we left off with Nova's point of view, and we're going into Phyllis's, and it just, the way the author seamlessly does that, it does not get confusing at any point. She really did a good job on being able to have that many points of view and not to confuse the heck out of the reader. So, bravo! All right, our last one, page 177. She was holding a framed painting Nova had bought, the one of a pretty cottage against the blue sea. So obviously this is some type of print. Okay, so I'm not going to look at the print. I'm going to pull it out. Love this. I'll definitely reuse this bag. I'm going to show you guys, but with my luck, I'm going to show you the back. There's a 50-50 chance here, and I'm probably going to get it wrong. Oh my God, I got it right. Oh, except it's sideways. Is this why does this feel different? Is this a sticker? No. Wait a minute. I swear. This feels so weird. Okay, so this is a Monet. Cool. It's a little bent. I mean, it's totally, you know, buy a frame and stick it in. It, you know, gives you the option of doing something with it. And since, you know, I dabble in mixed media, I repurpose things. I'm actually envisioning a piece of distressed wood and me attaching it to the distressed wood, that maybe the border would only come out like maybe this far. Oh, I totally see that. Yep, I'm totally gonna do that. I might distress it with some blue and green in the background. And then I will put it in my booth at the antique mall. Well, that works. So basically, I'm keeping all the gifts that came in this box. I recommend this book. And that is always a great thing to say. Subscribe and hit the bell notification button so you know the next time another bookish video is uploaded. And until the next page.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. I've been all around the world. Every city, every place.